conductor of the train, your boy, DJ SJ614, and we are
the New York Dose.
And today with us in the studio, we got the Z100 extraordinaire, Mr. Motherfucking Brady on air himself.
Hey, extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire.
Yeah, no.
Brady on air.
My job is to play Ariana Grande every 5 minutes.
Well, look,
that is what I do.
You are living someone's dream, let me tell you that. So, we are going to get into the subway, alright? The subway is the third and last section of our show. The segments in this section correlate with a few of the train lines that we have here in the New York City MTA subway system. Finally addressing the dose of the day, first, we try to recall how things involving the topic were handled in the past.
Okay.
Next, we analyze how it's going down today. Then, we ride the rest of the subway before debriefing at last and figuring out possible solutions on how to make things better, either in our personal lives or within the world.
Like the actual subway, or are we gonna like argue with each other for touching each other?
And we're gonna fight. I'm gonna say a prayer super loudly, even though you're not part of my religion. Yeah, all of that is gonna go down.
Can I shit?
You can definitely shit in the corner.
In between the cards.
Okay. I invite you to, please.
Okay.
So we're gonna get into the first segment. Our dose of the day is men in media. And our first segment is recall.
Yeah.
So we're gonna dive into like the past and things, right? So the first question that I wanna propose to you two is, how were men in media portrayed in the past, according to your knowledge?
They were very prominent.
Okay.
I feel like they were definitely the protagonists in every show, every TV show, every radio show, every game show. So I feel like they were definitely like leading and one-upping women for sure. And
I mean, in a way, unfortunately, they still are. They still get paid more than a female, which is disgusting.
I just really don't get that. I'm sorry. If there's one thing that is fucked up, I really don't get how we haven't like equivalated the currency for both sexes. Like that's really like there's some things in this world that are fucked up.
Like we don't deserve that much money. Women work so much.
Or at least we just both do. You know, like make it equal at least.
Right.
Like that's mad degrading. Like when you dead ass think about it, that's mad degrading.
And you think about
we're degrading, like, I mean, every fucking woman. We came out of a woman.
I know.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay.
I mean, crazy. I want to agree with both of you. Win already, right?
Yeah.
I want to agree with both of you. I want to make it even more specific. I feel like in the past, the prominent figures were like white males. Like I feel like white males just like that was television for
every
the most
game
part.
show, every prime time TV show.
Yeah, pretty much.
It wasn't until like
yesterday,
Good Times, or What's Happening, which were the best TV shows ever.
Wait, when?
Good Times. You know the show Good Times?
Yeah.
Good Times.
Hi.
Yeah. Fucking drawn together.
Yeah.
I love you. Yeah, okay, so cool. Alright, so we have a good consensus.
The past, it was definitely like just one-sided, definitely not a lot of diversity at all.
Yeah.
Speaking of train.
Yeah.
It's funny because this never gets picked up for as loud as it fucking is.
Yeah.
But yeah, alright, so definitely men, period. And then I definitely feel like just like white men. White men were like the things on television, right? And also it was always in a good light. It was like positive stuff, you know what I mean? You had these just like positive dad roles on television, or like this, even the celebrities back then. Like it was like always like
Timmy.
Yeah.
Let's go fishing.
Every son was named Timmy. Yeah. There were generally great pictures portrayed of these white men in media.
They were essentially portraying the all-American dream.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yes, the wholesome man. Right?
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
The man who went to work and provided for his family while his wife stayed home and cooked.
And donned his socks.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, I love it. So next we're gonna get into our next segment. This is analyze. So I want to ask you guys, how are our men in media portrayed today?
Pigs.
More fucking pigs. I can start by saying, for one, I feel like a lot more. It's almost to the point now where it's like a little bit like unnecessary. Like I'll just see like mad commercials now. I feel like black men almost went to being like just like super underrepresented and underappreciated to like now being like, oh, there's a commercial for cheese crackers. Let's put this black man in it. That'll really reel him in. You know what I mean? Like now it's kind of like this like trophy-esque type of feeling where it's like, let's just cast this family for no fucking reason.
Let's pioneer.
Yeah, exactly. And going to that point, also just like I feel like now stemming off, I still think men are prominent in media right now, which I don't want to say like unfortunate because like I am a man, but it just sucks that like I definitely see a rise in women.
But again, like I'm gonna ask this question later, but again, I feel like women we are.
No, absolutely, I absolutely agree.
We're scratching the surface.
No, yeah, absolutely agree. I wish that it would have started out equally and still been equal now.
It's a work, it's a work in progress. I mean, you look, 100 years ago, women couldn't even vote.
Very true.
It's always been weird when it comes down to that, and a lot of it stems from obviously tradition, but it also stems from religion.
Yeah.
Religion is kind of
which is part of tradition.
Yeah,
always
which
put
is also
women.
they're hand in hand.
Yeah.
You always put the woman behind.
Women is always behind. The woman is always to care for the man.
She just stays at home. Yeah, she goes down the fort.
Yeah.
She, there's nothing. About that. That's. Personally, I would not. If I was a woman, I would not like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some women who did like it, or they just got so used to it because it was taught. It was just how they used the lifestyle was.
Yeah. So the thing in my sociology class that I took a couple years ago was like, because I had that same argument. I was like, yo, but like women, they gave birth to us. Like I don't understand. Like how come, like they're viewed such like.
How did we not automatically?
Yeah, and then what like my sociology teacher said, she was like, that's the main reason why. Because they had to give birth. They for like these 9 months, like I mean, like that's how like people saw it. Like for these 9 months, like they had to like there's like a lot of time that like they had to like leave and then, like they had to like nurture like the child and all that shit. And then they were like, that's why like it's a stupid reason, but like that's why a lot of men were like
stay at home.
Yeah, like well not only that, but like that's why
you're the defenseless one.
No, because like yes, and like also because like you're carrying something and like so
don't do nothing.
No, damn, I forgot, like I can't remember exactly how she said it, but it was like the main reason why is because like that's a carry something and like they spend a lot of time like having to go to like doctor's appointments and like so like that's a get like paid for like maternity leave and all that, so like we don't even want to deal with that.
Right.
We just want men.
Unnecessary hassle.
Yeah, it's like that's how they saw it back in the day. So they were like, just stay away.
Yeah.
We just want like and like I understand it, but it's like it's still bullshit. Like I don't know.
Yeah. I think we're getting to a point too now where I think we're actually already in that point where after everything that's happened over the last couple of years, men are afraid to hire women now. Because of we don't need that, issue. We don't need issues. I know men who have personally
because of that, because of nature.
Yeah.
Mother Nature.
No. Because of the allegations.
Yeah, because of the Me Too movement. Because of all
wow.
that.
Wow.
They're
That's
like,
crazy.
yeah, they just, I actually was talking to a guy that I know who is a manager at a company, and he's like, I don't even know whether to hire women or not, because, something could happen and this is just it's just one big morale thing.
Yeah, but anything can happen even with men too.
Right, well, exactly. I'm like, well, then don't hire men who are fucking, perverts.
Yeah,
disgusting. But that's just kind of, I think, unfortunately, like a lot of managers and a lot of hiring people think that way
Are
right now.
going down that route.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very crazy. I thought about that one time.
Unnecessary route.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that I had to take like a turn like that.
Like, hasn't anybody learned from those very awful sexual harassment videos, those tutorials?
I mean, I guess not.
I guess not.
I guess fucking not. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Adaloso? How do you feel that men are portrayed right now in the media?
I feel that they are. I feel like when you guys said like it was prominent, I didn't feel that as much because I feel like I've been networking a lot and I've been meeting so many amazing women like in media, like holding down, like doing shit. Like I know a Latina producer from New York, like Good Morning America. Like, you know, like that's a big deal.
But you know what? Alright though, but like in those situations, right? Because I feel this. Like, don't you feel like those women that you are networking with, isn't it always like, oh, like I'm one of the few in my office, or I'm the first.
Yeah.
So that's why I say like men are still prominent.
I do feel like they are, but I'm just saying like I feel like at this
women are definitely
in this
on the
space
rise.
right now, like and from my perspective, I feel like of course we are scratching the surface, if not like we're in already. Like
we're in a transition period.
Yes.
Right, for sure.
I mean, who knows how long this will be, or how long it'll take, but eventually, you know, we'll get. I think in the future it'll kind of come down to that.
Yeah.
Just right now we're in this awkward transition phase. We're even in awkward transition phases with technology, like
right. It's
everything's
just gonna get
weird
more
right
advanced too. It's like it's getting up there and up there and up there too. So I mean, I think there are still some stereotypes. I still think that they are men not giving chances to women because they just feel
scared.
Yeah, scared, or they just feel like, especially when it comes into like hip hop media and all that stuff, like there's still so many stereotypes where it feels like a woman is not gonna really know, or like no man is really gonna take a woman's opinion on hip hop, you know. So it's just like I feel like that's kind of like breaking the barriers a little bit. There's so many beings out there.
I did see something. I saw something kind of cool, or you know, whatever. So somebody I know who works for a major company. She's an executive essentially.
Right.
So she's an executive. So she's really high up there, and she's doing very well. Her assistant is a man. I'm like, oh my god, it's like roles reversed, you know, as of, you know, per 50 years ago.
Right.
You know, it's pretty awesome.
I like that.
I like that too. I want to see that.
Me personally, I feel like how many being portrayed in media today. Of course, again, like I said, with the whole, you know, last like more black women are being like highlighted, but also men are just not doing too hot. Period. Going back to what Brady said about like the whole like Me Too movement, like things like that. Like a lot of people, a lot of men in general are being called out. They're being summoned. We are being forced to, sorry, that's the Tito's. We are being forced to face some of our demons from the 80s and 90s and 70s and 60s for some of these older motherfuckers. And yeah, it is just not a hot time right now in media for men. I feel like, so like going back to what you said, Abby, being in the atmospheres that you have been in, I feel like women are uprising. I feel like a lot more women are getting certain jobs and positions that would have normally gone to a man, and like vice versa. With all of that, do you feel like this is a good move or a bad move?
This is a fucking great move. The future is female. Fuck out of here.
Well, there it is from one of our Lysistrata warriors herself.
No, yeah, it is a great move. It's just gonna bring more diversity. I'm not saying get rid of the men. You know, like I feel like there's places for everyone, like for a different type of things. I just feel like it's just gonna bring more opportunities, more perspectives, more different types of audience. So
But with what you said, right? Like, don't get rid of the men, right? But the time that we're in right now, it's not like men are in a neutral place. It's like a lot of men are coming out looking like shit. Like right now, men are being like washed.
Yeah,
you know
they're
what I mean?
looking at
But
it's-
with the washing, women are
That's
uprising.
tragic.
So is this good? Like, is this good?
I
I'm gonna say no.
I think it depends. I think so. Men who have been accused, the Matt Lauers and the Harvey Weinsteins, and people like obviously those are awful, disgusting human beings.
Right.
But I've also read some articles about people being accused in offices for things that are so minuscule and so things that they just felt uncomfortable.
Right.
When like the guy meant nothing, and I think it's those little things where it's like, okay, there needs to be a fine line of what is a Me Too and what isn't. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's
Well,
that's the thing.
Because it may be like, you know, I don't know this, but I read something. Yeah, I read something, you know, with a guy who just like, I don't know if it was like she was working on something and he just kind of snuck up behind her and just put his hands on her shoulder. Like that's it. It was not sexual. It was just him being friendly, whatever.
Yeah.
And that was an issue for her.
But
So Dom is saying what is minuscule,
yeah, and how do you know that wasn't sexual?
and how do you know that wasn't sexual?
I mean, I don't, but it just depends on. I think you kind of have to know the person. You know what I mean?
Right.
The man.
Right.
And if you like the man is like, no, he would never fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, yes, there are certain things you're like, I never would have thought that person.
Mhm.
But I think it just depends. You can't punish him if he was legitimately being like, no, that
Right.
was, you know. You know, I know a guy who recently got fired from a gig for nothing.
Yeah.
Like anybody who knew him knew 100% that everything he said was a joke.
Right.
All those dirty jokes and all the sexual innuendos and stuff were solely jokes. He was one of the most, you know, he would never harm anybody.
Sure, yeah.
And if he did offend you, he was the first person to be like,
To
oh my God, I'm
apologize.
so sorry, I didn't, you know, whatever. And well, somebody did take something like that and went to HR, popped.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Bill Burr was talking about like right now, like.
Bill,
Yeah.
hold on, let me get something to say.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but like I think it was like Bill Burr, I believe. So he was like, right now it's such a tough time for comedy because like we're like at such a time where like everything is so sensitive that like if you say something, immediately like you get to be afraid of like any kind of backlash. And like comedy before, like everyone knew like it was jokes.
It's comedy.
Yeah, it's comedy. Like it's supposed to be outrageous and like.
Is he a stand-up comic or?
He said,
No, I'm not talking about
Is
him.
he
I'm talking about the person in the job. That
So Dom is asking.
Oh, the person that I'm talking about?
Yeah.
No.
She's asking if he's a stand-up comic. She's asking if he's a stand-up comic.
No, he's definitely not a stand-up comic. He was hilarious. He should have been, but he wasn't. But yeah, you know, it's from like with my radio show, like
Right.
I view it's like it's a comedy show. Like
Yeah.
I sit all day and write material, like
Yeah.
jokes and shit, and I gotta constantly think about that stuff, and even things that I don't mean.
It is important.
Yeah, even things that I don't even mean as offensive, I'll say it on the air, and somebody says, "Oh, because you think blah 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 blah." No,
Right.
fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's not what I think.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's that type of stuff. I made a joke once. This is the littlest thing when it comes down to being offended. My mom was visiting over Christmas, and I went on the radio. You know, my mom's here. Blah blah blah. I'm like, cool. Somebody finally gets to clean. You know, finally somebody's cleaning my apartment. You know, whatever. Something like along those lines. Got an email from a very angry person saying, "How dare I view mothers as just a cleaning housewife and blah blah blah," and she's your mother and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, first off,
Fuck you.
Second off, my mom was the first person to say I need to clean this. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know the story. Quit assuming. And pretty much, I said this in a nice way.
Yeah.
But I made her feel like the dumbest human being. She ended up emailing me back and apologizing.
Apologizing, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, we are jumping. I feel like we are jumping. We are right now in a hypersensitive era. A lot of it is like good because the parts that are not like sensitive, I feel like it's like it's warranted. Right now we are in a socially conscious era, but it's juxtaposed with a very like hypersensitive era as well. So all the socially conscious things I'm fucking with, but all the hypersensitive things like that is like it's confusing a lot of other people. And you know, but like me personally, I can like see the difference in the two. But for some people that cannot, it's very confusing, and people just don't know how to act anymore, like whatsoever.
And I think it takes, especially from a comedy aspect, it takes things that used to be great and just diminishes them and just destroys them, I don't know, like you can never have a Mad TV nowadays.
Now fucking love Mad TV.
Yeah, so you never have a Mad TV.
As much fun as they made with Whitney Houston doing drugs, none of that shit would fly right now. And those are some of my favorite skits. Like that shit was hilarious.
No, Stuart was my favorite.
Oprah.
Stop.
Yo, none of that. Miss Swan being at the nail salon. Looking like a man. None of that shit will fly right now.
No, because Miss Swan, Alex Bornstein, not Asian.
Yeah, right, exactly, yeah.
Oh, she's not?
No, Alex Bornstein. What the fuck is Alex Bornstein?
She's white.
Yeah.
You know who else she plays?
Lois on Family Guy.
Wait, I knew that, but I didn't know she was not Asian.
Her last name is Bornstein.
So she could have been adopted.
Well, there it is.
That's fair.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
but absolutely, I totally feel you.
My God.
There we go.
I want to get into, so I've been watching American Gods lately, and if you don't watch that show, okay, if you don't watch that show, they basically highlight all of the things that we view as God in America right now. So like, and it's about like the old gods versus the new gods.
Right.
So like things like money is a god because we cherish this thing, right? Anything like a god is anything that you worship. Celebrities is a god, right?
BTS.
Yes, exactly.
What's
You know.
BTS.
the
boy band.
Korean.
The fucking let me see what else they have. Like technology is a god, because we look how much time you spend on your phone. Like you worship this device, you can't live without it. You pray to it, basically, right? Whatever.
It's an extension of you.
Exactly.
Then
Right.
you're essentially a robot.
Yo, Elon Musk said that same thing. He said we're already androids. He said our phone is already an extension of ourselves.
Lenny
Think
is
about it,
saying
our
that-
phone is always in our hands.
Lenny is saying that Elon
We're
Musk
already
said that
we're
our
already
phones are an
robots.
extension of ourselves. Yeah, absolutely agree. Like
Yeah.
we're connected, we're plugged
Like
in, right?
we're infinitely smarter with our phones. Like if we have a question or a fucking solution that we need solved,
Yeah.
in mere
Lenny-
seconds it's answered.
Lenny is saying that our phones can pick up our questions and answers immediately, like right away, which is completely true. So one of the things on that show, in season 1, there was a god called media, right? Media represented like radio, talk shows, and shit like that. Now in season 2, media has been like kind of like killed and evolved into the newer god, new media, which is like social media and podcasting, like things like that. So to that extent, with basically like media versus new media, I know Brady, you and I, we were talking about this a little bit off air months ago, but where do you see the future of like radio going, basically? So, and I also want you to use this opportunity to like tell everybody like about what you do and like the type of media that you're involved in. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, radio is in a current very weird, sad state, actually, in a lot of ways. For reasons beyond somebody like me's my control. I think the current state that radio is in, I give it 10 more years. But I think there's going to be a gradual shift from FM to more on-demand stuff like podcasting, obviously. But more like on-demand radio shows in networks. Right now you go to every single city in America. Every city in America has different radio stations.
Right.
You're here in New York, so you have Z100 and Hot 97.
105.
Yeah, you drive down to Philly, you got Q102 and Power 99. You go to fucking San Francisco, you got Wild 94.9. So it's all different. I think we're gonna end up seeing it shrink, and we're gonna have more national networks. So Z100 will be like the East Coast network, Kiss will be the Kiss FM in LA will be the West Coast. So it's gonna be a lot of downsizing, which is horrible. It takes away the content that is kind of
Imperative.
Yeah, it's sort of still there.
That other source to get contact.
Yeah,
Content.
which to be totally honest, that's another issue with radio in itself, is that there is no content coming out of radio nowadays. You want to know where the content's coming? From these podcasts, from people who actually have content to deliver.
Yeah.
You go to a radio station now, and nobody. You ever turn on a radio station? You don't hear. I guarantee most of the time you don't even think of the voice that you're hearing.
Right.
Because all they're saying is bullshit. They're saying, check it out, Z100.com.
Yes.
Check it out on our Facebook page.
It's all the drops and the ads.
There's a video of a squirrel eating an avocado. It's gonna make your day. Go check it out on my blog, Z100.com. No, motherfucker. You have 10 seconds to talk. Make my day. Make me laugh or something.
Right.
So that's what I personally do. I don't fucking talk about, go to my blog or check this out, blah, blah, blah. I will do hopefully something somebody finds funny.
Yep.
And that's where radio needs to go if it wants to survive. Current state, not saying what I'm doing is perfect, but we just need more content.
Yeah.
So if there's no content, the future of radio is already gone,
Or just different type of content,
Or
not the same rotation type.
Yes, I would argue though, outside of morning shows, there is no content on radio, for the most part. You do have your sweet spots. You do have certain jocks who do, the station I grew up listening to in Detroit, fucking hella content. Every single day, every single hour, there's something great, and it's continued to this day.
Right.
One of the best radio stations in America, in my opinion, Channel 955.
Okay.
So you have those bright spots, but that's, for the most part, you don't. So I think radio is, unless you can fucking change it, it's doomed. And it's also radio, the powers that be for every radio company and just in general, people who ever run this industry, make themselves irrelevant by not playing music that's already dated, that the hype is gone, you're old school, people discover the music, at least people my age, they're discovering music on streaming apps,
All right, well, that is it for Bronx Net. Thank you very much for joining us today. If you want to tune into the rest of this episode about men in media, check out our podcast at The New York Dose on anywhere that you listen to podcasts. Thank you very much.
Anyway, hey, The New York Dose, baby.
I'm going to keep going on.
Yeah, you already know. What? I'm out to kill it, though.